Joined with head softball coach Katie East in anticipation of her upcoming 2017 season, which starts Saturday with a doubleheader in Clermont, Florida. Coach, you come off a very successful season last year. What are kind of the emotions of yourself and the program really coming off a season that saw a whole lot of firsts for this program?
Yes, last year we set so many records, broke records, all those firsts. We went the farthest we have ever gone in program history. And so coming off that, I think, we have a lot of excitement for this year, a lot of changes. Obviously, we lost a big senior class, and your team's always going to look different when you lose an All-American, especially an All-American in the circle. And so, coming off of that, we are really focusing this year on my returners that I have. I still have some really strong returners that have a lot of experience, but we are going to be a different team. We are going to have to step up our hitting. We're going to have to step up our defense and know that I have two very strong returning pitchers that need to step up. We are a younger team, but they're going to have to come into that mound and know that we may give up more hits this year, but we need to combat that with timely hits, knowing on defense that we have a really strong defense and not creating any errors, and really outscoring our opponents, knowing we may give up a few more runs, but using those timely hits, no errors on defense, and really just working together to figure out our issues this year on and off the field. We look really strong. I have 3 returning juniors that are all have great experience, ready to go. Megan Newhouse, our starting shortstop, is just a stud, and nothing gets by her. She's a wall on defense. And Kendall Karras on the mound. Julia Arthur in outfield. And then our sophomore class is my biggest class. We have 7 of them, and returners, just standouts there that, again, are going to just step up and lead this year and take us to hopefully continue to get better and still break those records are Kelly Thornton, first base. She'll kind of be playing all over this year, and Hannah Clark at third as well. We just have a great sophomore class group ready to go, work hard, but also we have 4 incoming freshmen this year that are very, very good. Specifically Sage Miller this year at second base. She'll be our starting second baseman this year, and she's a great hitter, great defender, as well as Morgan Ryan, Melody Rodriguez, and Maddie Bonetto helping us out.
What does last year's postseason experience do as far as establishing a different set of expectations for your program?
Yes, so the girls immediately buy into it right away, knowing that what we did last year was work that we had started 4 years before that. They see the vision of the program going every year. It needs to continue to get higher and higher. So we expect this year that we're going to go to the CCIW tournament. That's an expectation. That's not a goal. We expect that we go every year, and then our goal is to then go to postseason and know that the girls on the team over half of them have already been in postseason last year. So they know that experience. They know those emotions that come along with it and the pressure that comes on it. They want that again. They want to push. They want to not settle just for conference champs, conference tournament champs. We want to go past that and continue to go in the postseason and hopefully go to regionals, win that, and keep going. They're ready to go. I think it challenges them, knowing that they've been there, had a taste of it, they want more of it. It really challenges them to work harder and figure out how to do it as a team.
You mentioned replacing the production of such a large senior class that graduated last year. How do you replace the leadership when you have that many seniors that are gone?
Yes, so it's kind of been a different type of challenge this year. My juniors have really stepped up. My captains, Megan Newhouse and Julia Arthur, have really shown that they have that leadership. They have that experience, and they have those skills that can lead this team. They started really just working hard in the fall and leading the team, putting a lot on themselves so that they could really push our freshmen, our sophomores, and it'll be very interesting. I think this next week in spring break, we will see. These 10 games are always a challenge. Always, we kind of try out some lineups, try a few different things, and I think we will see them show the underclassmen what it's like to lead, what it's like to play games, play those college games, and what I expect, what our program expects, and what they expect as their captains. So yeah, it's very different, but it's more spread out, my leadership this year. Last year I had a strong senior class, strong leaders, But this year, I would say that I have more leaders throughout each class, and yeah, it'll be exciting to see what happens.
You mentioned the schedule, obviously 10 games in Florida with a little bit more challenging slate there, but you come back for 8 straight, and then you only have 3 more home dates after that. How challenging is the schedule when you look at it?
Yeah, so it's a kind of a rough year. We every other year for conference is home or away, and those kind of rotate depending on conference. And adding Carroll this year added another away game, as well as just our contracts with Hope and Calvin being away. It's a very away heavy schedule this year, so it'll be very interesting to see how the girls step up. I think Florida gives them a taste of not playing at home and knowing how to figure out our kinks, figure out our weaknesses, work on our weaknesses, and really just power through on our strengths. And so it'll be a challenge when we get home to jump into a few home games, and then really we have a 3-week stretch pretty much of away games before we have a few more home games at the end of April. So it'll just be endurance. We're really working on endurance this year because we're going to have to power through some long weeks.